Hey you guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Recast. Today I'm joined with Kimpchuu, Lunar, and Edo. Oh yeah, I can just throw it over to you.
Hi.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I told you I scripted these out like so well. I totally, I know, right? I need to talk about before we start recording. Be like, oh, this is exactly what I'm gonna do. Not like, oh yeah, you'll pick it up. Like,
Yeah.
But anyways, here's Kimpchuu. I'll throw it over to him.
Hi, I'm Kimpchuu. I'm the Kingdom Hearts graphic art admin, and also I do graphic art for K-Tra team.
And Lunar, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Lunar Lux. Once again, I'm sure you guys know who I am by now, but if you don't, for some reason, I'm a content creator on YouTube and I do Twitch, and yeah.
Cool. And then Edo.
Well, hi everyone. The name's EdoNinja. I'm also an admin for the Kingdom Hearts graphic art community. I'm currently a freelance designer and editor. I mostly do Twitch streams of JRPGs and fighting games, and I sometimes post here and there on YouTube. Also, I'm a podcast host for the podcast that I recently launched called Storm Connect, exclusive to the KingSize.live network and such. So,
yeah, you got me the
what I am.
You have, I think you sent over a picture of that, so I'll be sure to link that below.
Spotify code, yeah.
But yeah, so I wanted to have Kimpchuu and Edo on to talk about their Kingdom Hearts project that they're working on throughout all of 2020. They're going to try to put together this humongous project. If you guys want to talk about that a little bit before we get started, just to kind of
sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll throw it over to Kimpchuu.
Yeah. Sure. So the Kingdom Hearts 2020 graphic art project is this giant project where we want to collaborate with as many people in terms of like artists, graphic designers, video editors, and 3D modelers, and create two works in particular. One is like a giant canvas with all the Kingdom Hearts characters drawn in different styles by different people, including the worlds they're from, that 3D model, and also a lyric video for editors to put together, as well as some little cards that we're doing for graphic designers.
Oh, I didn't know that. Like a lyric as in what, like a song? Or
yeah, like a song.
What is are you using Don't Think Twice or like a original song?
I think we decided on Face My Fears.
Face My Fears. Okay. That's cool. I'm excited for that.
That'd be so cool.
What we wanted to accomplish with this project is basically it's something that it's a never before seen type thing, and seeing of how creators create their own visual pieces and stuff like that. Kims and I, we've talked about this of how it would be so cool to converge it into basically the two final output pieces, the final canvas of that and the video editing process of that, because we're not gonna we consider the video editors as some type of way of art as well, so we also want to include them in and throw that in, so we could have that type of connection, the united way of us visual artists, designers, and you name it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I've seen a couple pocket communities that you'll see one or two artists or two or three artists that work together, but it's so cool to see you guys spearheading this massive pull everyone in the Kingdom Hearts community to work on this. I think it's so cool. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So before we jump into our topics, today we'll be talking about let me see how everyone got into this community. We'll be talking about the design, and then we'll talk about a little bit more about how their project got started. Before we get into that, though, I usually like to do an icebreaker with new people on the podcast. So I'll start with Kimpchuu, but what was your favorite form change and world in Kingdom Hearts 3?
So my favorite form change, I don't know what the form's called, but so I just said the Keyblade. It was Mirage Stuff. That was really cool, yeah, where you can just zip around, kind of float over the ground, and just the giant AoE attacks that feel really powerful. That was really satisfying to use. My favorite world is the Monsters Inc. world. I don't know why.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I just really liked it compared to all the other worlds. Even though it was very linear, I don't know. I feel like each section was blocked out differently, and the world structure was so different in each area.
Well, yeah, it was so cool to start out in the main lobby of the actual front end of the corporation, and then work your way into like the back factory area. Like I thought the way they handled the different environments is really good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and especially back to what you were saying about like even though it's linear, like that's one of the things that I critiqued where like I felt like it was linear, but in terms of like exploration and like the variations of like, you know, you visit like you feel like you visited the world, you know what I mean? So even if it is linear, you feel like you hit pretty much every corner of the world, which is awesome.
Right. Yeah, totally agree.
Definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you, Eda, what was your favorite form change in World?
All right. So my favorite form change, I'm just gonna have to go with Guardian form.
Okay.
I think it's an underrated form. I just like the fact that like, you know, you could absorb the attacks through the defense, and then like, you know, you'll be able to punish people through once you store it up and such, with basically 1 or 2 times of guarding and such. So I had to give credit to the Guardian form. I actually like that very much.
His like the golds looks so good on Sora. I love.
Yes.
It looks so
Thank
good.
you. I love it so much. I think it's like a really cool concept that I don't think like people like really like look into. It's something that just that's like the first thing that I would think about whenever I hear like form change, and then you name the list from there.
Yeah.
So for the world, I had to think about this for a while, but I'm also gonna have to go with the Monsters Inc. World. Just cause that like I'm a huge sucker for Monsters Inc. And funny enough, like I actually like kept thinking about it, like how the world would look like in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, but I just didn't think it would actually happen. So seeing how that creation of it, Ari has my satisfaction. I don't need to say anything more than that.
So you did a piece
before. You were like always wondering like what it would look like and stuff. Like remember when it got leaked like a few months before the trailer?
Oh right, yeah.
I was like I'm like they would never do monsters. Like there's no way they're doing that. And then like it got revealed. I was like, oh my god, like this actually happened. So
I remember that time where like
Goofy is so ugly.
That's what I said. I'm like, yo, he looks horrific, dude. And Donald, I'm like, no, they wouldn't do this.
Yeah, that was that time where like there was so many different leaks coming out of like all these like fake things. What was it? The Bugs Life one? That one looked really real. Except for like the really bad.
Oh yeah,
I never
that
saw
was
that one.
convincing. Yeah.
Man.
Dang.
So.
So,
But yeah, I don't know, just something about that world that just like it just really captured that type of essence. Because I always said like it's coming for Kingdom Hearts 3 though, but like that was just me like hopelessly wishing for that. But oh well, here we are. Like wow.
Yeah. Oh, so you made a piece about.
There you go.
You made a piece about like what Sora would look like in the Monsters Inc. world.
Something like that. Cause like ever since like they introduced the concept of like, you know, of like Sora, Donald, and Goofy like blending into these world themes and such. So I don't remember though, but like so like just the way how Sora turned out to be, it was much better than what I originally envisioned. So but I'm satisfied to how that played.
Yeah.
So
good.
Gotcha. What were you gonna say, Lunar? And then we'll switch up to the next topic.
Yeah. Just how I felt like all the organization members in each world were just perfect in my opinion. But when it comes to Vanitas being in that world with like it comes to like scaring and like negative emotions and stuff,
right?
That really just felt like perfect for me.
Yeah.
You said it just right.
I love
like, the organization member placement was just perfect in that world.
Yeah, they integrated because I've been recently going back through Kingdom Hearts 3 and they did integrate a lot into the plot, not like the plot, but like into the worlds. They gelled really well, which was really cool to see. It wasn't just like bam, here's a original character like thrust into a Disney world. It was like, oh, it makes sense why they're here and why they are interacting this way. But
right.
Anyway, so our first topic, we can start with Kimpchuu, but how did you first like find the Kingdom Hearts community?
Oh geez, all right. I remember back in the day, like I just used to go to the fan sites, like maybe like 2012 around. I was so thirsty for Kingdom Hearts content, so I just go on all these fan sites and just like check out the news. I remember like the day Kingdom Hearts 3's first trailer dropped.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just came back from school and then I just like searched Kingdom Hearts and then that was like the first video. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's actually real.
Yeah.
And then here we are a year later. Insane. And then I think my first real interaction with the community was around 2016. I made a stupid UX video about saying how stupid the game was. And that was like on the year of release, so you can tell it really hasn't aged well. But then I didn't do anything until December 2018, where Reddit was hosting, the Cage Reddit was hosting a art contest for their banner. And then I was like, oh yeah, sure, let's just participate in that. And yeah, the banner that you see right now on Arcade was made by me. And so is the KQX one as well. And then I was like, maybe I should like post this on Twitter or something. So then I started posting on Twitter with like my arts and graphics and whatnot. And then that's really taken off since then.
Yeah, I remember finding. I don't even remember how I stumbled onto it, but I remember you doing all the Kingdom Hearts 3 wallpapers, right?
Yeah, that was around March as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was literally like nothing until Kingdom Hearts 3 came out.
Are you working? I think I saw you mention you might do Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh right, yeah, I've already started doing a bunch.
That's gonna be
already
awesome.
because of the trailers.
Those like that world looks beautiful. I cannot wait to see all the different like wallpapers you make.
Me too. Me too.
Hey, Lunar, how? That's the right one. How did you get into the community?
Well, I started doing. Well, I'll start. So, I'm trying to think of where to start. I mean, I did YouTube my entire life, just sort of like doing random little things. I did little skits with my friends in high school. Those were just like stupid. We were influenced by like Smosh and like all those people, but then like we stopped doing it. I tried doing a Let's Play channel, like when it was like right around the time PewDiePie started like blowing up. So I did that for a little bit. It didn't really take off. Then I did covers, like music covers. I would do like vocal covers for songs and stuff, and that was fun. But like I don't know, I was just kind of doing whatever. So like I've had experience with like doing YouTube in the past and stuff, and I started doing like this channel. I think it was like right when 0.2 came out. I think I started my channel with playing 0.2. And I just sort of, like even before that, I was watching other YouTubers make content, do theories, play through, react to the trailers. I'm like, dang, I want to do that. Like, that looks fun. And I just was like, why not just do it? Because I mean, like I said, I've had experience with like video editing and like doing stuff in the past. So I just did that. And then my first interaction with like the community as a whole, like honestly, was the Charity for Charity stream. I didn't really like try reaching out to anybody or like talking. I mean, it's not that like I didn't want to. I just was just like, hey, I don't know. I'm just kind of doing this for fun, really, like whatever. But then I just started, I've met you both, Kimpchuu and Bio through it. And I met, obviously Water and Damo and everybody else through it. So then I guess that was sort of like my first real interaction with the community. I just, was able to like interact with and collaborate with and just work with other people. So that was cool. Then obviously I made like my Twitter, and Twitter like helped me reach out and like find other people. Same thing with Twitch. So I guess like the one answer that I guess I was trying to get to was like probably the charity stream that we did. That's where I really got involved.
I think
and started like meeting people.
Yeah, I think it's like really overwhelming sometimes to like look at a community and be like, where do I fit into that? Like there's like, it's so big, it's so like there's already people in place. Like who am I to like try to like go in or like, I don't know. That's how I always feel like about other like communities or even this community when I first came into it. But Edo, you've been around like a long time. How did you first get into the Kingdom Hearts community?
So to give a little bit of a background of myself, I've actually been around as a content creator since 2013. But I did not start out with Kingdom Hearts initially at the time. I was a little bit on and off with Kingdom Hearts because like I didn't have the games and such, so I really didn't think too much about it though. So when I started my content creation, I actually was doing the Naruto Storm series, and eventually by the time that there was the HD remasters of the Kingdom Hearts games that got onto the PlayStation 3, that's when I started to like actually migrate my content into Kingdom Hearts, and I decided to replay the games and such to know the lore, and I loved it as much when I was a kid. And when I replayed it, that spark of my inner childness, like it sparked again. So by the time that I got to meet some people, basically every single corner of the Kingdom Hearts community. So I know how things like they started. Like you named this person, we're like, yep, around that corner. I know that corner. You name it. So. But yeah, no, but like it's still like a huge process for me to even realize, because it's like, whoa, it's been like so long, especially for my wait for Kingdom Hearts 3 and talking about it with other people.
Yeah.
So a lot of people just like were really digging with my content and the stuff that I was putting out there and such. And yeah, that's how like I took Kingdom Hearts like really seriously and like made it almost like a big main force of my content. And then it became my main force. And well, yeah, here we are today with that.
Yeah.
So.
Do you also dabble in Persona stuff? I feel like your
Actually, that
profile
is-
picture gives me like a Persona 5 feel. I don't know if that's
Yeah, it's actually like the new transition that I've made as of recent.
Okay.
Cause like, you know, like that's something that like I've been talking about a little bit more as of recently, more than Kingdom Hearts.
Mm.
But yeah, no, but like right now, like I just kind of like been dabbling. Like I don't want like Kingdom Hearts just to be like the only thing I talk about and such.
Yeah.
I'd rather have like more things out in the open and such.
Persona 5 just like resonated so much with me. I think it resonated with a lot of people. Like it was such a good game.
Definitely. So, but like as of right now, like you know, like my biggest tie to Kingdom Hearts right now in terms of the community and stuff like that is basically the art server and such. And like you know, when people commission me for the designs and such, that's like the only thing at the current moment right now. But I will be like you know making content for Remind and talking about it in the podcast that I mentioned earlier. So
Yeah.
I'm still around.
I'm so excited for Remind. It's gonna be awesome. I hope.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I got into the community. Let me think. So I was like, I saw stuff on the outside. So I watched the Key Keepers a little bit growing up. I think I watched a lot of like top 5 videos, top 10 videos, because they're so easy to binge. But I didn't really like get invested into the Kingdom Hearts community until I think around probably the year leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3. Because I started doing like form analyses. I had this desk job, right? So right now, I work at a school and it sucks. But I used to have this great desk job where I just like sat and did paperwork, which sounds really boring, but like I got to like, I don't know, like do so much in the Kingdom Hearts community during that time. But I remember like no one was talking about like second form or all the like form changes that we didn't really know were called form changes yet. And so I was like, oh, like let me like write up these like super long paragraphs on Reddit because people will definitely care about this. And so I would sit and just like write out all this information and take screenshots and be like, do you guys see this? Do you guys see this? And so eventually they had like mod openings and I applied and then got hired. So yeah, that's my story.
Yay.
But yeah, let's move on to the next topic if you guys are ready.
Yeah.
But so we want to talk about the design in Kingdom Hearts 3. So like combat design or world design. Just I don't know. I figured. Well, actually, Kimpchuu offered this one because I just had a bunch of questions. But I thought it was a great question to like talk about with some graphic designers. But so let's talk about world design because we touched on that a little bit earlier. I'll throw it to Kimpchuu first. Like, what was your? You said you liked Monsters Inc. and the design of it. What do you know? Like, what exactly about that? The way they designed that you liked?
I think it was just the way it played. I don't know. It felt fresh. I don't know how to put it though. Like, I think in terms of like playing the level, it's nothing like too interesting in my opinion. But like, it just feels good. Like, I feel great playing the level. It's like walking through, killing a bunch of stuff. Like,
yeah, I guess when I think of Monsters Inc., it's like really detailed. It's like because it is kind of like just a kind of like a long line of corridors, but like you have like I don't know. I remember like going into a room and there's like pipes above me that I can like flow motion into, and yeah, like the detail is really cool.
I
love like
No, real quick, I'm sorry.
But go for it.
I think it's also one of those worlds that we saw the least of before launch. So I think that's what you mean by like it feels really fresh. Where I guess I could say the opposite about Toy Box, where I feel like we saw a lot of Toy Box, and I just sort of when I was playing Toy Box, like I'm not saying I didn't like it, but I was just like, oh, nothing's really wowing me because I've seen this in trailers and promotional material and the demos and stuff. But like Monsters was definitely one of the only worlds where I sat there and was like, wow, this is crazy. This is like a really fresh new experience. So
I loved
one.
I love Toy Box though. That was such a fun world to explore. I thought it was
I did too.
like
I just,
such a cool
I
idea.
just feel like we saw it.
Yeah,
That's
no,
it.
we saw like
Yeah,
that was what in like at least the second trailer because they revealed that at what D23 20.
D23, yeah,
hype,
20.
dude.
Oh wait,
2017.
was that when like
D23.
they had like
Yeah.
Jacksepticeye or some YouTuber like?
Yeah, they did. They
like,
did.
I was like, I didn't know he was into Kingdom Hearts.
No, he isn't.
Oh, it's so cool, dude.
And that's when did you guys know Nomura wears I still can't like find a decent picture of it, but when they revealed Toy Box, Nomura was wearing what's his name? Oh god. Why Yazora's jacket. Like the one with like the
No.
crown and the skull on the side. Like he's
Oh,
wearing the same
That's
thing.
what do you call it?
I'm looking
That's
this
a
up right
brand. That's a clothing designer brand that he likes to represent in his games.
now. I'm literally.
Oh,
I'm looking
really?
this up right now.
Yeah, the logo is like a designer brand logo.
Oh. So does it not
Clothing.
have any meaning?
No, I saw people making so many posts about it. And I'm like, oh no, these poor people.
Oh, are you serious? What's the design name? Do you know?
I don't recall. But
Oh,
it's
that
a
makes me so
designer brand.
sad. I was like, oh, you can see like spikes on the side of the skull. Maybe it's talking about Sora.
No,
Oh man,
sorry.
I never knew
Oh,
that.
that's so cool.
Oh man. I really like the design of the Pirates World, the Caribbean. I hate the
Oh.
story, but like the way, like I don't know if I've ever played a world in Kingdom Hearts that feels anything like that. Like the ability to like,
Mhm.
you know, jump onto this island and then like discover a cavern or like jump underwater and like find this whole like I don't know, like cavern that like goes deeper. Like it was so cool.
Yeah. I'll be completely honest with you. For 2 hours, I forgot I was playing Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, it literally felt like a different game. Like it didn't feel like Kingdom Hearts.
Assassin's
That's
Creed.
literally how impressed I was with it.
Hmm. Did you?
Yeah, it's a crazy world.
Yeah, I remember. What was it? Me and Water during the charity stream were like, we had to like, I don't even remember what we had to do. It was like a gummy scavenger hunt or something. And so like we were like racing through all these different islands, like trying to find like this certain island that was listed. It was so much fun.
Mm.
Mm-mm-mm. But do you guys dabble in like combat design? Like, do you guys want to talk about that at all?
I'll talk about it.
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right then.
Oh, maybe like boss. Like, what was your favorite boss, and like, did you feel like it was designed well?
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh, I gotta.
I didn't have time to think about this. I didn't have time to think about this.
Wow.
Well, I know my favorite boss. It's in my least favorite world, ironically enough.
Skull?
But
Sorry.
The Frozen final boss.
Oh
the
yeah,
wolf.
Skull.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah, it's a
fight
good boss.
so much. It was so cool, and it was just for me, it was just fun. You know,
Mhm.
I don't know. I think it's
He had
probably
he had
just
really
because
good
to me
tells.
yeah,
They were definite like. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts, not Kingdom Hearts. I'm playing a level 1 crit right now, and this stupid like toy box boss, like some of his attacks just don't. They don't have like great tells.
No, I feel your pain. Yeah.
Like there's
no.
one where he like revs back and dashes forward, but it like seems like he dashes forward just a little too quickly. But anyways, that's just probably me
Yeah.
being bad.
Yeah, but I don't find much pride in challenging myself. That's just not how I have fun while playing a game.
Mm.
But playing through that and I was like having fun learning the boss fight and
Mm.
learning like what its tells were and stuff. And like I really enjoyed.
Whoa.
I think I was fine with that boss until I played crit.
Yeah.
The part where he like goes up in the sky and shoots his like
I
little
hate that.
children. I hate that part so much. I died
I
so
still
many
like
times that
sometimes like because I think people say like attack the wolves and then you'll get a reaction command, and I
it
don't
is.
understand how it works because I'll like
You have to kill a certain number of
Is
baby
that it?
wolves to get
Okay.
the reaction command.
I'm
Yeah.
just like what? Oh man.
Yeah, it's so stupid. I died so many times. I'm so mad.
Oh man. What was your favorite boss, Kimpchuu? You had a whole like a long
Oh,
time to think
gosh.
about something.
I'm still thinking about it. I think it's the final like triple Xehanort fight.
Oh yeah, that one's
We
cool.
can talk about those too. Okay, well I got one of those now.
The whole
I
new
thought
world
you
is
just meant like
opened
the
up.
Disney World. So I was
Scrap
like,
that, scrap
I'm like,
that.
Disney World.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, the triple Xehanort fight was so fun. Like, like when I first got into it, it was just mindlessly pressing X for most of the game, right? Like you didn't have to think too much to beat Kingdom Hearts 3. And then when you got to the Keyblade Graveyard, like you actually had to think, and I'm like, yeah, this is so hype. Yeah,
they totally.
A lot of it's like
go ahead.
Really cool because like do so many callback attacks and it's just super satisfying to play and like defend and block and visually it's great as well. Yeah. That's like my favorite.
It like faked me out though, because all the fights before it would like have that like first fight where you fight against 3 people and then it like it fades out and one of them leaves, and so like during the triple Xehanort fight, like it like fades out and I was like, no, wait, no, I want to fight these people, but then it comes back again. That was great.
Yeah, out of the Keyblade Graveyard though, since we can talk about that, I think my favorite fight was like hands down the Sykes fight with Roxas.
Yes, I love that fight.
I think it was just the new version of the other.
Oh my god,
like, blaring in the background, right? And then like me just standing there watching Roxas take out like 3.5 bars of his health.
Yeah, right.
I was just like, dude, this is like the coolest thing ever. Like.
It's too short, man. The fight's too short.
It's really short.
It is. Roxas is too powerful, man. Like I was like, come on, dude, let me
yeah. So short. Like even like the fight before that where you are with Lee and Kyrie. Literally, like, cause I just finished the breakdown for that one, and I spent like hours like redoing, cause it's only like a minute and a half long. So like I would like be trying to get footage of Kyrie, and then like Sykes berserks and it like goes to the next cutscene. And then it like boots you out of those party members, because like and the other ones like I can just sit around, because as long as you don't hit the enemy, you can just stay at 1 HP. And so I would just like stand there and like get all the footage I needed. But then for that fight, I had to like keep resetting like time and time again. But anyways, Edo, what was your favorite boss?
So I had to think about that for like the entire time everyone was going through their boss fights, because sad to say there is not one boss fight that actually like kind of roped me in for hype for Kingdom Hearts 3, unfortunately. But if I have to give credit, there's 2 that gives me a little bit of a tiebreaker for that. One is just I literally did this just to single him out, but one would be Zigbar, because I just literally wanted to talk trash to me again. Like, all right, the hero's ready now. Like, okay, like, all right. And it has the 13 Dilemma play, and I'm a huge sucker for that theme. So like hearing that theme, like I was just like, okay, you got me right back here. So I literally love that fight, even though like there was like not to and his desperation move. I love his desperation move so much.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's so cool. I love
like,
that one.
I was just all like, oh my god, like how do I dodge all of that? Because that's how I imagine like his desperation move would be, like with his ammo and stuff. So I was just like here freaking out. I was like, yeah, okay.
It's funny. Right. I think in like Bio's video, he's like, yeah, you could just dodge roll through it. I was just like, I'm like, you can do that.
Honestly, like I purposely like not did that, because I always attempted to try to like keep blocking that to see if like if I could actually like block it or not. And sometimes I have my attempts, sometimes I just don't.
Yeah.
I literally drag on the fight because I just feel like I'm actually at war with this old man. So that's one. The other one that I had to give fight to that I kind of actually liked it a little bit was the I also singled him out too, but it would have to be Terranort actually.
Terranort. Oh yeah.
So when he uses the Guardian and such, that when everything's like going all crazy, I had a hard time of like his DM. I had a hard time understanding of how to like not get hit by that though. But like by the time that like I played through the game again and such, and like tried to, because I purposely died and such because I genuinely wanted to understand like how that exactly works. So it was actually like a little bit of a fun learning experience just to fight him. Not gonna lie though, and I felt like to me it was like out of the rest of the organization members before we get to the triple Xehanort fight, I'd say he's like the most unique one that stood out to me.
Yeah, that DM is crazy. Like. When I was like playing casually, I was just like, I have no idea what's going on. There's too many things happening. I don't know what to do.
I still don't know what to do.
I just like personally like I wished because I saw like of how like if we're going to take it in context for basically of how the Keyblade War was set up and such, I wish there was a little bit of more of like team attacks and such, because like the best one
yeah.
that there was besides the Xehanorts was Marluxia and Lark. I loved that so much.
They sync up really well too. When they fight together, it's like really interesting. Because none of the other, some of the other fights are like they'll attack like their AI will like trigger at the same time, so they'll end up attacking at the same time. But like for Marluxia and Larxene, it really seems like they work together, which is so odd.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, I wish there was something like a little bit more synced up to it, a little bit like more interaction. Like, stop playing, yeah. So.
Do you guys know Saxer? He's he's on Twitter and does content on YouTube, but he knows that fight like the back of his hand, and he was like pointing out all these things to me, and I was just like, the AI of this is like ridiculous. Like,
dang.
Like there's one part like during the DM, if they're attacking together, Larxene stays close to Marluxia. And so, like, she won't attack until he attacks, or, like, she won't, like, when she's by herself and you're gliding in the air, she'll fly up to hit you. But, like, if she's with Marluxia, she won't fly up to hit you. She'll just, like, stay close to Marluxia and attack. It's, like, the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But, anyways.
Watch it have lore implications.
Yeah, right? Like, well, because I think in one of the interviews, because I, like, talked about it in some video about like who Larxene was talking about that she was along for the ride with, and I think Mura said it was Marluxia. So like it makes sense that like they're like paired together and work together and all that stuff.
Oh, definitely.
So there we go.
But again, like it just like shows like this team worked so hard in this game, and it really shows. But yeah, I could talk about design all day, but let's go to the last topic about you guys' art project, which I kind of want to hear about how it all came together, like what brought you both together, like how'd you guys start talking, how did this like idea come about?
So is it the server or the project or both?
Let's start with the server.
All right, the server. Okay, so I just literally posted out a tweet one day. I think it was in the end of August. I was like, are there any like art communities I could join that are like Kingdom Hearts based? Like I was like pretty much a lone wolf. I was just like making my own thing, doing my own thing. But I was like, there's so many talented people. I'm like, oh crap, I really want to learn. Like I want to get better at what I do. So I want to see what other people do. And then I was like, all right, let's just find an art community. So then I asked, and then I basically got no as an answer. And I was like, oh, ow, okay. And then Edo slid into my DMs. He's like, yo, do you want to like low-key make it? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I purposely watched because I wanted to see like if there was actually something out there and such, but like I confidently knew, I'm like, there's no such thing that actually exists out there though. But I wanted to see it like unfold for myself. So because there was like not anything like really legitimately out there, that's why I was just like, you know what, I want to help out Kims and such, and this is something that I also wanted to take into consideration. Make something great, because I wanted to match up with his vision and my vision, and you know it became bigger than what we originally thought of first. Actually,
what was the first idea?
Well, it was like, as to him and I discussed, it was supposed to be for designers and just artists as well. But then like we really thought about that. I was just like, no, we want to actually like make this like welcome to everybody, because like there's a lot of artists out there, and then but like in my side of things, I always see 3D artists, and I see a lot of people that have done video edits and stuff like that. So we kept talking about that, how we wanted to like properly structure this and such. And you know, I had experience of like managing of like a type of like community like that, but never under to like my own you know, vision or anything like that. At most I would just be a moderator, but
Gotcha.
that's something that I want to like genuinely work with Kims on, and well, here we are.
Yeah,
I know with the server, I've seen sometimes people would be live streaming and like have workshops, which is so cool, because like if I had time, like I would love to learn different things. And it seems like you guys have set it up in a way that like it's not just like you two that like tell everybody what to do, but it's more of like a community where like everybody helps each other out. And I think that's so cool.
I talked about this multiple times. The ultimate mission that we accomplish is because like at the end of the day, we're all visual artists of our own ways of whatever field that we came from. And we always have to keep like, because again, like it doesn't matter like if you're better than this person, stuff like that. Do not ever think that way, because there are some things that I didn't even know that Kim's has taught me and to other people on the server and stuff like that. We all can pick up like tips and such that can make a drastic change to your art, what you do and stuff like that. That is the ultimate goal. Not ways is to like, as you mentioned before, like telling people what to do and stuff like that, or belittling one another, because it's just like, there's some things that we don't know, like even a trick in Photoshop or in After Effects and stuff like that, someone that you can list on. But at the end of the day, like, we're all here to learn, we're all here to chill and stuff like that. Like, this is like a type of a way and such to where we can grow and come up with our own masterpieces and, make a masterpiece with somebody.
I think it's so cool that like I think I see a lot of times in communities where like people with like large followings or people with clout or whatever you want to call it, like kind of rise up above and then kind of tell everybody what else, like what they're going to do, what they want to do. And so I think it's really cool that like with this group project that you're not like, I don't know what the word for it is, but like you're not standing up on a pedestal and being like, okay, like I'm going to tell you guys what to do. It's like, no, like let's like as one big community, let's make this like awesome thing. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
And
that's the thing though.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna like transition into like let's talk about like how the project came about.
Oh well, actually, that was gonna be like the first statement I was gonna make about that actually. But that's the thing. Like, even though with that being said, with the server and stuff like that, this project, that what we're doing is basically to make that type of statement of that, because we're not trying to like dismiss with anyone's creativity and stuff like that. We're all including pitching in with our own visions and stuff like that, and again, to learn from other people and stuff. And this is gonna be some type of collision to where like, again, like to unite with everything else and such, like even from going from artist to graphic designer to 3D artist, modeler, animation, and to video editor and such. So this project is basically to like show that this is exactly what it is, of what we have talked about, the creation of the server, the foundation of it, to what we can do with this group project. And I am looking forward to how this is going to look by the end of 2020.
How exactly did the project come about? Like, was it just like chatting and you were just like, oh, this would be cool, and then you're like, oh, this would be cool, and then that's what happened? Or like, I don't know, like how did it come about?
So I was in the shower one day. I was literally like in the shower just thinking, and I was like, hey, we have like, yeah, it was literally a shower port. I was thinking, hey, we have like so many artists in this server. It's like pretty cool. Imagine if we just all did a thing. And then I just started thinking about it for like 10 minutes in the shower, and then like I like made this little timeline map like in my mind, and I was like, all right, like if we did sign-ups in this date and then like we did this, like it's possible to get the whole entire project done at the end of 2020. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty interesting idea. So then I pitched it to the admin team. I'm like, hey guys, what do you think of this? And then immediately they were on board. I was like, wait, what? Oh, this is actually happening. And then we worked hard to make sure it was a legitimate thing.
Yeah, and you guys have said you got a whole team together, right? Like you've planned everything out. You have signups.
Yep. So yeah, no, like we actually brought this upon like because we created the server around during the summertime. So when this idea was pitched in, it was probably like maybe 3 months, 2 or 3 months after the server was made. And depending, like, especially the fact that like now we've like had these set of like roles and such that are part of the server and stuff like that. And yeah, so we wanted to actually like include with everything. And like when Kim's like, he brought out like the basic plain form of that idea, and I was just like, you know what? No, I know what we can go for and such. And that's why like we kind of pitched in with a little bit more ideas and stuff like that in a way so that like no one is feeling left out on this, you know? So
and you guys have opened
was like
up
really difficult.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, like it was like really difficult because like it really depends, like, because we talked about this, like it really depends of like of how like the process was going to be and such. So that's why like as of right now, like the ones that like we're mostly concerned at the current moment is the artists and the 3D artists and such. And to basically have the polishings and such for everything else, we're leaving that out to the designers and the video editors. So then, well, as mentioned, you could see like the final canvas of it.
Yeah.
And everything else would come out.
So, and signups are already open for artists in 3D.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Okay. And that opens January
The
2nd.
1st of January.
And then how long does it
Oh
open
no,
for?
was it 2nd? Till the end of February.
End of February. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, it's a bigger net to reel in more fish.
Yeah, so I'll have a link down below and probably pin in the comments. So if you guys are like interested in this, if you can commit to it, like that'd be awesome. What like are you hoping to like release it like December 31st, 2020 or like what's the time frame?
Sometime around there, like at least like because our goal right now is that we want to at least have things done by the holidays, you know. And to make sure that everything's like run through and stuff like that, we're going to recheck it, have our little discussions of how the process went and such, and then if everything's like all good in there, then we'll have this polished out. If not, then hopefully like by the first day of 2021. But basically, like by the time the year ends, is the goal. Basically, you know, New Year's Eve for 2020.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think by December most of it should be done.
Yeah, it'll just be like tidying up.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Well, I want to talk about one more thing because I can't believe I didn't even think about it. But do you guys have any like awful commission stories? Because I feel like with graphic designers, all the time I see like so many crazy stories of like just like looking for like something that's like really cheap or like giving them exposure as the payment. Do you guys have any like good stories?
All right. Ed, do you want to go for this one first?
Okay. All right. So, this is gonna be really interesting. I know, like when this is published out there, I know there are certain people I'm not gonna name drop here though, but there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be talking, but I don't care. Anyways, so of course in our lovely community, of course that there are some people that have threatened over my name and such because there are people that have a higher following than me, such. So yeah, but in terms to pick that one out, so I had this streamer, right? And he always coming like at first it was like my fault because like, you know, we talked about the details and stuff like that and everything. Like at first, like the beginning process of it was neat. The only issue on my part was the fact that like I was taking a little bit of a while and such though, but like I never was like out of communication or anything like that. Like, you know, I just said life has been rough and I've been like going through like one thing after another and after another and after another. So, but by the time that like we got to actually talk about it again and such, we basically we had another conversation of how this was gonna look because he changed his mind on everything. So I'm just like, okay.
Oh, no.
So which is fine because like even though like yeah, I worked a little bit of the base draft and such, I'm not too upset about it initially at first. So by the time because he asked for an entire Twitch package, right? And you know, I already had things completed and such. It's not like I was not working on the project. I'm gonna stress that enough. I was. The only thing that I had not completed was his Twitch stream intro, which this guy, I don't know who in the hell, but this guy wanted a 1:20 intro for a Twitch stream. Which I'm here like,
Oh, a minute, like.
He wanted a movie before he plays. Like, what the heck?
He wanted a movie. And I was just like, I don't know if you could like. He was trying to base it off of like. So like he wanted like a vaporwave type of opening, which I didn't know what it was, but he gave me a reference of a movie like that was made in the early 1990s, and I was just like, "What do you want me to do here?"
Oh man.
So and you want me to use the same music and stuff like that, and I was just like, "Okay, all right, look, like I kind of gave you a little bit of a freebie because I took too long with the rest of the other projects, though. But if you want me to make this happen, I'm gonna need you to charge a little bit more." So, So he thought I was being a little bit ridiculous about it. So he said that he was going to stick to the 20 seconds. So I was like, okay, 20 seconds is the most I'm going to go for this, though. But anything about beyond that, I'm going to have to charge you a fee.
Even like
So,
20 seconds is like super long.
Yeah, that's
It-
super
it
long.
is
Yeah.
so
Intro
long.
shouldn't be more than like 10 seconds at most.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly, but that man just wanted a whole movie. I was just like, okay, go off.
Yeah.
So, but no, it gets the best part. So, here we are, right? Like, I worked on it, but then, like, again, at that time, I had my first job, and my job was super demanding and such, because, like, you know, the people at my job, they were slackers, and I was the only one that was actually like doing everything. And I even had to take care of a manager's place, and it was like my own. Like, I haven't even been there for a year.
Dang.
So I'm like, okay. So I did that. And an unfortunate event, my uncle-in-law passed away.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
So this guy kept bombarding me with messages. Hey, how's the progress and stuff like that? And at first I was like, okay, and I keep giving him the updates though, but like now, like, to how the process went, like, if I don't respond to him in 5 minutes, this man would literally like make like a period like message and then delete it
no, are
immediately.
you serious?
Yeah, he would keep doing that until I message, and like, and I'm just here like, oh my god, like, I'm not online, I'm at work and
Wow.
such. So, and then I'm like, hey, look, I'm sorry, I haven't made much progress with and such. Like, you know, work's been demanding, and I told him that my uncle-in-law passed away, and I will be attending to his memorial service tomorrow, and it's out of town, so I might be gone for like most likely a week.
Yeah.
3 days while I was in California, I get another message.
Oh, no.
How's the intro coming along? And I'm just here like, hijo de gran puta, I just told you that I am in California right now. Attending to this memorial service. So, and then no, I guess to the best part. So we have a mutual. He comes, talks to me, and he was just like, oh yeah, like, you know, we were having a little bit of our catch up and stuff like that. And then he told me, I was like, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. And I was just like, what's that? He was like, your client has been talking to me. And I'm
Your
like,
client?
oh my god, no. And because he considers him his friend and such, though, but like the way he worded, he was like, your client talked to me. And I'm like,
Client.
so apparently he made his complaint, like he was venting a lot about him because he thought like I was like gonna scam him with money and stuff like that. I'm like, I gave him his Twitch panels, his overlays, and everything that he's asked for. So what evidence does he think that I'm going to scam him with money? I'm just here like boggling my mind with that. So, and apparently he told them the fact that like, if I don't get it out in a timely manner, he was going to expose. And I was just like, oh, you want to go to Twitter war? Okay, all right, no, it's okay, it's all right because I already have the receipts on you and such. Okay, no, that's fine. So what I did, I came back, and he was just like, hey, like he was getting like, at this point he was getting like really aggressive this time, and I just sit here, I was just like, look, a little birdie told me that you have a twit long prepared for me and such, so I'm gonna say this right now. I already have receipts on everything, and you can't say that I did not do any of the work and such. And let me just tell you, if you want to shoot your name down, you could be my guest. A lot of people, in specifically the Kingdom Hearts community, have tried to screw my name over and over. Right now, my name is a controversial topic if people talk about it. So, but it's okay. You know what? I don't know if it's controversial, though. But let's just say that if you were trying to start selling stuff like that, you'll be in the same place as I am. But except you'll be worse because, again, my uncle-in-law, and if you want to say that that's fake and such, I can provide you the death certificate as well. So, with that being said, if you want to make these passive-aggressive maneuvers against me and such, be my guest. But just understand the fact that everything that we have worked about and talked about and such, it will be exactly revoked. So you make your decision. So he was like, okay, like, I'm sorry and such. And he kind of like backpedaled a little bit and such. And then he would try to say that like, oh, but maybe I could give you a shout out on one of my Twitch panels. I was just like, I don't care about your shout out your Twitch panel.
I'll give you some exposure.
Ideas. So
I'll pay you back with some exposure.
So yeah, and then he comes back to talk to me. He was like, oh yeah, I kind of changed my mind on the intro. And I'm like,
oh
wait, you're still working with him at this point?
Oh, no. Like, this was like 2 years ago. This was 2 years ago, though. I think that has to be like the highlight of my story. I have like some worse stories, but this one was like the big highlight of it, though.
That's crazy.
No, I mean, like, after all of this like drama, like he came back and asked for like you to make something else for him.
No. What happens is that I gave him a half-assed intro and just blocked it. I told him like, you can't say anything. Just bye. Just you take.
Wow.
And like nobody like it's funny because like he didn't even credit me at all and stuff, which I don't care. I don't want to be credited by some weirdo. So I don't want my name be affiliated with that. You are your own party, and I do my own thing, and we go on our own separate ways. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Not really, but that's the end of the story.
Oh man.
Wow.
I didn't know
insane.
I would find that gold mine when I asked that question.
That was amazing.
Oh man.
That was some tea, dude. Oh my gosh. Like,
trust me. If you, I'll tell you this right now. If you want more tea, because I have a lot more stories, especially to how am I doing my design business and stuff like. You can contact me at any time. I got a lot more.
Oh man. What about you, Kimpchuu? Do you have any other?
So nothing even close to that. Nothing. Yeah, nah. All my commissions been great. I've had no troubles. I think I'm more issue with like people reposting my art.
Oh really?
And like when I confront them, I'm like, hey dude, can you like take it down? Like everyone says the same thing. They're like, I got this from my friend, so it wasn't my fault. What? What does that do? Anything?
Why not just be like,
take down the art?
it's still you still posted it. Like just apologize, take it down.
And I'm just like, what's the logic behind this? Yeah. And then like sometimes if I'm scrolling through Instagram, I'll see my own pictures, and I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, that must be so
How did this
weird.
get here?
yeah, it's like KH fan page Brazil is like
Yeah,
insane.
no,
You're
yeah,
like, well, dude,
exactly
what the
that.
hell? Like
That's so
I'm pretty
weird.
sure all of you can find your own content if you just go on Instagram and scroll for 3 minutes.
Oh.
All of you can find your content
No,
there.
that happened. Wait, whoa. Okay, so when I released that Welcome to Critical Mode, someone linked me that someone had just like ripped it off and put it on Instagram, and I was like,
Yeah.
what? So like he was like oh like I don't have an Instagram, so he like added me, but like didn't actually credit me, like didn't link anything to the actual video. So I was just like, what? That's not what. It was so bizarre. I was
that's
like, this is
basically-
weird.
Yeah. All of the fan pages on Instagram do that. So yeah, just like takes 3 minutes of scrolling and like, hey, I made that. Yeah.
Oh man.
Which that's
That's
really
my
funny
issue.
because I have something sort of similar because I used to be in a band, I used to do music, and I did that for like years and stuff. And one of our first things that we did, like when I joined the band, was we covered All Star by Smash Mouth.
Mhm.
And I can't even
Amazing.
explain this to you, okay? We recorded that in it must have been like 2013 going into 2014, so yeah, summer 2013. 3 years ago. 3 years ago. So like what, 5 years passed? And some meme page took our song and put it, like the cover of it, and put it over like a bunch of people at a concert like hitting each other and stuff. And
That's
didn't credit us.
awesome.
And dude, it got like over 100,000 views. It had like 5,000 shares.
Were there people in
And
the comments were like,
tagging their friends and yeah, we're like, what? Like, dude, you didn't even link us. Like, hello?
were there people
Like,
like
it
in
was
the
going
comments
viral
that were
and stuff.
asking
We were like,
about?
come on.
Oh, sorry. Were there people in the comments that were
just saying.
asking about like what song it was, or like who did the song?
Probably
No,
not.
people were literally just like, oh, like Chunk Captain, no Chunk, like, oh, like it's like I guess like someone ripped them off. It's like, no, technically we did our cover like 2 years before they did their cover, so like it's like, we're not accusing that band of ripping us off or anything, but it was just so funny that
That's
like it
funny.
popped up on my Facebook, and then like I got like a bunch of notifications and people were like, yo, listen to this, and it's literally like a heavy metal version of like All Star playing, and it's me, and I'm like, bro, how could you do this? How could you just take it and just dude, people suck, man. I don't get it.
I agree.
Oh man.
Welcome to the art community.
I bet that's even harder because I mean all it takes is just, you know, a simple 1-2, you save it and then you just repost it and that's it.
Is it?
Now you have to put ugly watermarks.
Yeah, I was about to say
everywhere.
like it doesn't it like I feel like it's frustrating to like be like, oh, I put so much time and energy into this, and then now I have to like overlay this like super huge watermark just so people don't steal it.
I think it depends on like what you make. For like the overlays, I know people can't reuse it because like I just put like certain things in it where you can't actually, it's not viable to use. That I'm not too worried about, but like when I do like bigger artworks, I always have to like make some ugly ass watermark, like my name just like over the whole thing. I'm like, please don't steal this and repost it. But it still happens. You can't stop it.
Yeah, I'll see people like they'll like sign their name or like do like a small watermark in the corner, like so they don't mess up their art, and then someone just like will just like block it and like either paint over it or like Photoshop the watermark out. So it's like you know what you're doing. Like
I've seen people just crop it out.
Oh really?
Like, I don't know who it was, but someone called out someone for like taking their piece of art and just cropping off the watermark that they put at the bottom that literally says "Do not use this." Like,
yeah, so many people put down "Do not repost," and you see it reposted somewhere.
They're like, "Oh, well, my friend sent it to me uncropped," or I'm just like, "Oh, that's so dumb, dude." Why
is that the excuse? Like, I don't understand. It's like,
I don't know.
do they think like someone's be like, "Oh, sorry, my bad. Let me go talk to that guy."
It doesn't matter if you knew it. Just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Yeah, I'll delete it." That's all you gotta say. Man, dude.
Wow.
Well, this is probably a good place to end it. Thank you guys so much for coming on. You guys want to sign off real quick, and I'll throw it over to Kimpchuu. Oh, just kidding. What?
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I will leave links to everyone's social media down in the description below, as well as pinned in the comments. Huge thank you to Kimpchuu and Edo for coming on. Be sure to check out their Discord server, and if you want to, consider going and helping out with their art project. It's gonna be awesome. You should really get in as soon as you can, so you can get something in there. But yeah, I'll throw it over. Do you guys want to say anything before I end it? Nope. Cool. Okay.
Oh, very clear.
All right, I do.
Oh,
So,
right, your podcast.
So recently, I as mentioned before earlier in the podcast, I recently launched the Storm Connect podcast, and it's it's usually about gamings and stuff like that, technologies, and my favorite animated series, Ruby from Rooster Teeth and such, exclusive to the KingSize.live network. I actually have a couple of Kingdom Hearts topics that we're going to be discussing about. I do have one that's already up already, if you guys are interested in that, though, but I do have a couple more that's going to be coming in due time, so I hope you guys look for that.
I will.
So, that's all I gotta say.
Nice. Alright, I'll do a shameless plug. Join the art server, it's really cool. And sometimes we play Uno.
What?
We keep it fresh.
Oh man. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on, and I'll see you guys. Not you guys. I'll see the people that are watching this in the next podcast. Bye.
It's a pleasure for inviting us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.